Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Ironman Readiness Masterclass. Quick mic check. Am I audible to everyone? Is my video visible to everyone?
Yeah, Nishant. Audible and visible, clear.
Super. We'll just give it one more minute for others to join in. There have been some last minute backouts. All right, with that, let's begin the session for today. Are you all excited for your, I'm assuming, first or second Ironman races? Give me a shout out, unmute yourself or comment in the comment section. How excited are you? Just 30 days left for Ironman Goa.
Quite excited, Nishant. Very excited, actually. It's my first Ironman, so obviously a lot of nerves.
Awesome, awesome. Please feel free to unmute yourself and switch on your videos for a couple of minutes. Then we get right into it. Feel free to share your, emotions, commotions, how you're feeling about your first Ironman race. Unmute yourself if anyone is trying to speak anything.
Hey Nishant, good afternoon. So,
hi Abhay.
Yeah, this is my first Ironman and I have registered very early, like within 50 days. And I'm trying to prepare in that and so excited as well as plus little bit of nervousness plus both actually. Both emotions, yeah.
Awesome. How about you, Rajat?
Yeah, I'm also really excited and, very, keenly awaiting. But I'm just worried about some things like, the nutrition and, because I feel very hungry when I'm cycling. So I just want to get those things right.
Awesome. What about you, Solomon, Ankita?
Hi, Nishant.
Hi.
Well, I'm super excited. Of course, this is my third Ironman.
Okay.
Yeah, but, always learning, always getting better and better from stalwarts like you.
Awesome. I cannot, wait to express my excitement levels, also all the things that I've learned over the years and share it with you in this nugget of 2.5 hours. I am 100% sure I'll be able to answer most of your queries. I'm happy to take any questions apart from, this masterclass. Also, you have my Instagram ID, you have, various email ID, my mobile number. So feel free to reach out anytime if you guys, not just for this masterclass, but otherwise also feel free to have any specific questions answered. Anyone else like to share their emotions, nervousness, excitement with the group? How you guys feeling?
Hi, Nishant.
Hi,
This is
Kalpana.
Dr. Kalpana. Actually, I'm at an event, so I'm all dressed up.
Okay.
I just like to share that we as a group of 9 people completed our Ironman at Duisburg in Germany just recently, 70.3.
Superb.
So that was a good experience for us. And we had already booked for Goa before going there. So now not the entire 9 people, but at least 3 people from Chandrapur and Maharashtra again are participating. And looking forward to meeting you once more.
Superb. It's great to see so many diverse set of people coming from all walks of lives and professions, and on this one single mission of conquering the Ironman 70.3. For most of the people, in fact, Ironman Goa happens to be one of the first races because it's a domestic race, and becomes easier for you to sort of travel and do various other things, including training and some camps through the year. So let's get right into it, and let me just start by some context setting and what you're going to get out of this masterclass. Is my screen now visible to everyone?
Yeah.
Nishant.
Awesome. All right. So what I'll request now is everyone to probably mute themselves, because it will sort of not have any interruptions in between, and maybe feel free to keep your video off as well, so that the streaming quality is better. Additionally, if you have any questions, feel free to comment in the comment section, and we will take up, if it is relevant to that particular slide, I will take it up then and there. If it is going to be answered, then we will take all the questions at the end of it. And if you have any specific personal questions, I will also answer them, but you can probably DM me separately. All right. So let's begin. Let me give us a quick background about what Trifantry is. Trifantry is a small startup which I am running. It's a science-based training platform where I've been helping individuals with their Ironman and marathon goals in the last 3 odd years. I've currently helped about 100 more people to do their first 10Ks, 21Ks, full marathons, and 70.3s. We are a group of really driven individuals towards the same goal of achieving great heights in their endurance, love of endurance sport. So that's a little bit about Trifantry. It's a league of ultra fit. It's only for the mature audience who are already in fitness, and some kind of fitness awareness is already there from last few years. So then, this ultra fitness is a niche where you're trying to do your first half marathon, full marathon, or triathlon. So this is a group of those individuals. A little bit about myself. Some of you might have gone through the social media profiles also. I'm a certified Ironman coach, and I've been training individuals from about 3 years now. Like I said, I've done more than 200 marathons and half marathons, and I've done 4 Ironman races as well. 3 full Ironman races are scheduled for the next year. I happened to do one full Ironman race just a couple of months back, which was Ironman Estonia. It was a 226 kilometers race in which I completed in 12 hours and 13 minutes. So that was a good experience just a couple of months back. And I will be racing alongside you in Ironman Goa as well. And I will be there on 10th of November. So happy to take up any more, conversations, meet up generally, have a cup of coffee together from 10th of November at Miramar. A quick funny fact, a fact which I'm actually kind of proud of. I was also the first Indian to run a full marathon in a business suit. It was done in Tata Mumbai Marathon a couple of years back in January 2020, where my idea was to create awareness around corporate fitness by showing that if it is difficult for you to not able to find time, but you can still achieve whatever you want to, with the rigors of your corporate life. So, just a funny thing, I finished that marathon in 4 hours 40 minutes with all the full business suits and all, which you can see on the screen right now. So a bit about Trifantry and about me. Let's get directly down to the business end of the things today. What are you going to get from this masterclass? Well, you're going to get all of the things which I promised in all the flyers and emailers, which you might have gone through. Here's a list of things which I will be taking slide by slide. And again, happy to take all your questions. Feel free to email them. And hopefully by the end of this masterclass, what you will get out of the masterclass is the entire journey of the next 30 days, what is all required. This masterclass is not about how to train, right? You have already done the training. You have been training for quite some time. Some of you might be training for a year, 2 years. Some of you are already experienced, but these are the finer nuances required to do a successful race. As some of you, like Dr. Kalpana, Solomon, have done a few races, you would realize that it's more than just swim, bike, run. There are 10 and 20 other variables which are required to be addressed in an Ironman race. Those are the things that we will be focusing on, and certain guidelines for you to follow in the next 30 days so that you are calm, composed, and very confident on the day you start your race. There will be no surprises. This is a masterclass which will help you to avoid any uncertainties and surprises that you might face. All right, so let's get right into it and discuss some of the final nuances. We'll start from race logistics. All right, very important slide here. I want to be sure that you guys have already booked your hotel tickets, travel tickets, but I will still take you through it. So first of all, booking your hotel is one of the most important things. As of today, most of the good hotels, decent places, Airbnbs are already sold out. So I really hope that you guys have already booked your schedule. You should try to find a place which is comfortable, spacious, which is not cramped. Don't try to bug into, stay in a room which has 3 or 4 people just to be able to sort of avoid cost or various other factors. Try to find a spacious room, spacious location, because you would be needing all the extra space for assembling, disassembling, and then reassembling your bike, laying out all your nutrition bags, laying out all your kits and all of that. You need all the space you can get. Ideally, what I do is I try to find a room, a hotel room, which is a suite room kind of a situation. If that fits into your budget. Otherwise, what's also a good practice is always try to find some Airbnbs, which is within 4 to 5 kilometers of the venue, the T1 venue where the race is actually going to happen. This is very important. In fact, you should try to be within the 1 or 2 kilometer area, because what happens is in the 3 to 4 days leading up to the race, you have to visit the venue many times over. Most of the times what happens is the expo and the start line are very close to each other. They are almost at the same location. In Goa, it's slightly different. In 2019, when Ironman Goa first happened in India, the venue, the expo location and the start line were almost 6-7 kilometers away. So expo is a place where you will visit it only once or maybe twice. But a start line is a place where you have to go at least 2 or 3 times in a day since the time you arrive at the location. So try to have your start line, the hotel or Airbnb very close to the start line, because on the race day also you would be required to go to the start line 2 hours before the race. And if it is closer to the race usually starts at 6:45 to 7 o'clock, and उस time टैक्सी मिलना या फिर कुछ और काफी सारी टाइम बैरिकेडिंग किया होता है. सो मोस्ट ऑफ द रोड्स आर क्लोज्ड. सो अगर आप बहुत दूर रहोगे तो देन इट बिकम्स डिफिकल्ट टू रीच द वेन्यू इटसेल्फ. ऑफ कोर्स देयर आर स्कूटीज अवेलेबल. You might travel with your own car, which is okay, but again those are usually very far away from the parking lots are very far away, all of that. Agar if you walk from your hotel to the venue, the start line, it is better. Okay, so 5 kilometers is the maximum, but you should try to be within 1 kilometer of the start line. That's one. Number two is that you should reach Goa at least 4 days before the race is actually scheduled. If you have more days, even better. But 4 is the minimum. Let's say our race is on Sunday, right? 13th. So we should try to be in Goa by 10th noon, afternoon tak pahunch jao. You reach there, you relax, have a good meal, rest up. That day you should keep completely free to just relax yourself and just get comfortable in the hotel, go and get yourself next 3 to 4 days of groceries which you might be needing, especially if you're staying in a Airbnb. You might have to go and visit a grocery to get your daily essentials. All right, bread, butter, fruits, veggies, water, all of that. So reach Goa on Thursday, latest by afternoon. Get settled into your accommodation, relax, have a couple of hours of sleep so that you're completely fresh. So that's what you have to do. Third thing, which is the bike packing. Now, this is a very tricky thing. What happens is that you have a few options. Sometimes people find it sort of challenging. So you can either purchase a bike pack, which is a soft case and a hard case. Try to get a hard case for yourself because your bike would be much safer. One issue with the hard case bag is कि आपको पूरी की पूरी bike disassemble करनी पड़ती है. You have to remove the pedals, you have to remove the handlebars, you have to remove the seat post. Everything needs to be removed and put in the bike hard case bag. Then only it will be you will be able to carry it. But आजकल क्या हो गया कि soft cases में भी पूरा bike आ जाता है. So you don't need to remove anything. Only your tires you need to remove, and you can pack the bike bag. This point is important because most of the times what will happen is you will not be doing this the only time, right? This is not going to be the only race that you will be doing. So एक अच्छा bike bag is a good investment because let's say next 2-3 years, if you do 2, 3, 4 races, that bike bag is going to be there with you. So you can invest in a decent, large sized, protective, soft case, intermediate kind of a case for you. So this is a long-term option that you have. But second option is कि अगर आप किसी भी अपने साइकिल शॉप के आसपास जाओगे जो जहाँ पे specialized bikes मिलती हैं, तो you can tell them to pack your bike in that cardboard box. जिसके अंदर बाइक जब आप खरीदते हो तब जिसके अंदर आती है वो वाला कार्डबोर्ड बॉक्स भी होता है. The issue is that it's too big to carry. Though it is allowed in the airlines, but it's still very difficult to carry because it does not have any wheels, it does not have any pulley. So you have to just literally like do the pulley work yourself. So it's not a very viable option. But ठीक है, अगर one off case है, पास में ही जाना है तो cardboard box is also fine. Another interesting thing happened is there is a partner which Ironman Goa has signed up with, which is Crankmeister. So they are giving services for people staying in Bangalore, and I think there is a partner in Bombay also. What they are doing is they are charging you around 6,000 rupees, in which you have to give them the bike on 6th or 7th of November. They will pack it, disassemble for you, pack it for you, take it to Goa, assemble it and give it to you. And after the race, you give it back to them. They will again disassemble it and bring it back to Bangalore or Bombay. So वो एक बहुत ही अच्छी option है. I think I would strongly recommend and tell you that you should go ahead and take that because उसमें आपकी bike safe रहेगी और सबके साथ जाएगी तो आप को एक certainty भी रहेगी. Normally ये इसलिए मैं आपको recommend कर रहा हूँ because जब when you are a newbie, disassembling your bike is a big challenge. काफी बार बाइक की अलाइनमेंट्स खराब हो जाती हैं, आपके एरो बार की पोजीशन खराब हो जाएगी, आपका सीट पोस्ट करेक्ट पोजीशन पे नहीं होएगा, आपकी ब्रेक्स लूज हो जाती है. द बिगेस्ट टास्क इज ओपनिंग द पेडल. अगर आप हार्ड केस में लेके जा रहे हो तो पेडल ओपन करना इज ऑलमोस्ट इम्पॉसिबल विद द बेसिक एलएन की एंड टूल्स. सो इट्स अ लॉट ऑफ हेडेक. अगर आपको वो अवॉइड करना है because you will have 13 other things to worry about. So chupchap se wo wala for you can go to that person and give your bike and get it sorted. Another thing is, if you are adept in opening, reassembling, assembling your bike and you're okay with it, feel free to do it. And you can also always get your bike assembled at Goa on the 10th of November, but get it checked at the people who are there over there. But I would recommend that you book your package, whatever that maintenance package is there, well in advance, because they don't entertain on the spot queries. They are always jam packed. More than 500-700 people would have given the bookings, and the number of hours that they have is very limited. 8 to 10 hours में उनको वो 400-500 लोगों की bikes check करनी होती है, so they will not entertain you for on the spot queries. Better to book it in advance. Either ways, you take the full package or you take the basic package, and you get it done. अगर आप खुद कर सकते हो तो nothing like it. You don't have to worry about anyone. So that's about bike, logistics and packing, unpacking. This is a very critical thing. If you don't pay attention to this, sometimes your bike can get damaged. Your bike may not work to its optimal level on the day of the race itself. So it's an important fact. Please take care of it. All right. So moving to the fourth part of the race logistics, which is how to get to Goa. Should I take a train? Should I take my own car? Should I go by air? Well, I'll tell you all three of them. So if your distance, if you stay, let's say, anywhere between Bombay and Bangalore, which is around 600 kilometers, 550, 600, it's still doable. If you start really early and you reach there within, let's say, by noon of 10th of November, so it's a good viable option. इसके अंदर एक चीज ध्यान रखने वाली ये है that you should not be putting your bike on the hangers which is outside the car. Why I'm telling you is this: number one, oversized hanger or overhead hangers on the cars are illegal in India. It's not allowed. Though Decathlon and various other companies, Amazon and all, sell them, but it's illegal to have a bike carrier on your car. So that's one. Number two, a lot of incidences have happened in the past where people were going from Bombay to Goa or Bombay to Pune, hanging their bikes outside, 2 or 3 bikes. Koi speed breaker aaya, you're going in speed, the bike just came out and got destroyed. Second incident has happened is that there was a bumper to bumper accident where, somebody hit you from behind and your bikes got destroyed. This happens a lot, actually. It's not a thing which is something, which is rare, but it happens a lot. So you have to be very careful. Best thing is, even if you have a hatchback, अपने tires निकाल दीजिए, handles को थोड़ा close करके आप पीछे भी bike को रख सकते हो, as long as it's secured and safe. All right. So that's an option which you have. Agar, of course, if you are within 4, 5, 7 hours of Goa, feel free to take your car. It's a better thing to do. You don't have to worry about local travels when you are traveling there. Second option is train. But when you're booking a train, you should ideally book a first AC compartment so that आपका जो oversized bag या box रहेगा, वो easily आ जाएगा. इसका advantage ये है कि अगर आप 9th November को start करोगे, if you start on 9th of November, 10th morning you will be in Goa. And you will have a good night's sleep. So that's a good thing. It's an economical way to look at it also. If you take a second and third AC, then it's a problem. It's a challenge because, the bike bag is too big or the bike box is too big. Other people will get uncomfortable. Your co-passengers, which you don't know, might just get very uncomfortable and there'll be no space to keep the bag. And you don't want to keep your bike box outside the compartment where the general area is. You never know kahan pe raat ko koi utar ke le jaye. So only book for first AC if you get it. Otherwise, don't take a train. Third option is the fastest but a slightly expensive option, which is air travel. I personally prefer it. If you have a good bike bag, like I was mentioning, hard case or soft case, but a sturdy case, if you have, take the air travel. It's the fastest way to get there. Comes out slightly expensive, but worth it. Again, The fees varies from Indigo, Air India, आपका जो Go Air, Go First है, they charge about 1,200 rupees per oversized bag, and the cost of additional baggage is over and above your allowance. Most of these airlines have 15 kg allowance. Agar aapka bike bag plus other bag is about 20 kilos, so you'll have to pay for that extra 5 kilos, and you will have to pay an additional fees of 1,000 or 1,200 rupees for the oversized bag. It comes under sports equipment, but that's what you have to pay. But it's the fastest way to get to Goa. You will be there in 1 to 2 hours, wherever, depending on whichever location you are in. It's fast, efficient, convenient. Only thing here is that the bike bag that you have is fast, it's sturdy, it's fastened well, and the bike is secured. Agar aapne, if you don't take care of the packing part of it, airlines might just throw your bags in a way where it might just get destroyed. So you have to sort of pack it in a sturdy way, and you can take a flight. So these are some of the options you have around race logistics and the efficient way of getting in and getting out. I highly recommend you take the care package which is being offered by Crankmaster, who have partnered with Ironman Goa. It will help you and save you a lot of headaches, and you don't have to worry about car में जाएंगे कि flight में जाएंगे कि over वो देंगे. वो लेके जाएंगे आपकी bike, लेके आएंगे, unpack करेंगे, pack करेंगे. That's a very good option to take as well. Okay, I'll quickly take some questions on this slide. Abhay is asking, can we rent a bike in Goa? Can you rent a bike in Goa if you are lucky, if you have your kismat, if you find your right height, a road bike and all of that? अगर आपको कोई contact पता है, आपने already बात कर ली है, feel free to do it. I would never in my life do that. I will always carry, no matter which part of the world I'm traveling to, I carry my own bike because I have practiced on it for months and months and years on it. I know exactly how my bike works, what are the problems, what are the issues, what are the solutions. I will always carry my bike. I will never rent it unless I'm going for a leisure trip or a tourist trip where I'm not doing a Ironman race, in which case like people do go to Switzerland for hikes and various other, people do go to Barcelona, Italy, where they go for 10 days, 15 days, leisure trips or bike tours. Feel free to do that, but don't rent it for the race. If you're doing it, I would not recommend. Okay. So that answers, I hope that answers your question. Solomon is asking, who is the bicycle partner from Bombay? I saw some chatter happening on a couple of Ironman groups. I think it is being worked out. You can also check with Omkar karke ek person hai from Power Peaks. They are trying to arrange a tempo with carrying 15-20 bikes in one go. You will have to sort of check it out, explore this option from Bombay.
Sure.
Akshay is asking, I've already booked the flight of 11th November, will reach by 5 p.m. Akshay, Abhay, I think that is slightly late because you are going to miss out on a couple of opportunities which I will be talking about. If possible, check your flights, prepone it to 10th of November. If you've already done 10-15 races, then aap kuch bhi kar sakte ho. You can just reach 2 days before the race and you can get it done. For a first timer, I would recommend to reach as early as possible. All right. I think these are all the questions related to what is Expo. Okay, Ankita is asking what Ankita, I will be addressing that. Are you asking what is the Expo or when is the Expo? I'll answer both.
That the Expo and the start line is a little away from each other, so I didn't understand.
All right, sure. A valid question. So Expo is the place where you do your race registrations. Let's say, and it happens on 2 days before the race. So let's say the race is on Sunday. The Expo will happen on 11th and 12th. Friday, Saturday. What is an expo? It's like an athlete village where you have the bike partners, all the nutrition partners, all your registrations happening there, race briefing happening over there. So it's essentially like a मेला जैसा होता है athletes का, जहाँ पे अलग अलग counters बने होते हैं जो Garmin के, Fasten Up के, Univate के, various A-Pace के, Hyper Ice के, वहाँ पे there'll be a lot of stalls where they'll be selling you stuff or giving you discounts over there. There is also Ironman registration desk, which is mandatory, where you will be going and showing your government ID and checking your bib number. You will collect the bag, you will collect a t-shirt, you will get your bib and various other race related kit, which will be given by the Ironman authorities. Also, the race briefing will happen over there. Race briefing will tell you all the things that I'm telling you today, but some rules and regulations also. And it's very specific to race. It will be like 1 hour of briefing there, where they'll be telling you कि यहाँ पे race है, यहाँ पे start line है, यहाँ पे finish line है, so and so forth. So that's the expo. The start line is where the actual race happens, where your bikes will be parked, where your swim start is happening. Once you finish your swim, you come to your bike collection area. You take your bike, go for your bike ride, come back, park your bike. And आपका run का gear भी उधर ही होगा. तो that's the start line जहाँ पे आपका transition 1 and transition 2 होएगा. So I hope both of these are clear now.
Yes, thank you so much.
Awesome. All right, moving on. Second, okay, this is a slide which I would recommend that you guys take a screenshot. This is the most efficient way of packing your gear for the race day. While आप training में बहुत सारी चीजें use करते हैं, you would use 10 number of things and n number of things, right from different gears, different everything. This is a definitive guide of the things that you need on the race itself. There should not be anything excess to this because it's going to only add extra weight to your kit. So we'll start with the swim part of it. Now swim is, I would recommend, agar aapne abhi tak, some of you have not taken a tri suit, you have been swimming in your swimming costumes, please buy a tri suit. What is a tri suit? A tri suit, like the name suggests, one suit is enough for swimming, cycling and running. एक ही सूट होता है जो बहुत सारी कंपनीज का आता है, जैसे कास्टेली का आएगा, आपका हेनी स्पोर्ट्स का आएगा, एपेस का आएगा. These are some of the brands. 2XU का आता है. तो these are some of the 3-4 brands which are available in the Indian market. आप वो ट्राई सूट को तुरंत में ऑर्डर कीजिए अगर आपके पास ऑलरेडी नहीं है. तो आपके पास अभी 1 month है ट्राई सूट के अंदर प्रैक्टिस करने का. So at least your long runs and rides, Saturday Sunday वाले जो long run rides होते हैं, आप उसको ट्राई सूट में प्रैक्टिस कीजिए, स्विम कीजिए, उसमें बाइक कीजिए, रन कीजिए. All right, buy yourself a tri suit. A tri suit also allows you कि एक ही बार आपने सुबह पहन लिया, उसी में आप तीनों की तीनों रेस कंप्लीट कर सकते हैं. एंड उसके पीछे में कुछ पॉकेट्स होती हैं जिसमें आप you can keep your gels, you can keep your salt tablets and various other things. Okay, so buy a tri suit. This is number 1. I am telling you this is an obvious fact, but still, a lot of people don't practice in a tri suit. They have different cycling की shorts, different running की shorts, swimming की shorts अलग होती हैं. तो उसमें क्या होता है कि आप बहुत ज्यादा टाइम स्पेंड करते हैं चेंज करने में. And as per the Ironman rules, you cannot get naked, half naked or fully naked on the transition side for men and women both. It's not like कि कपड़े चेंज करने के लिए आपको टाइम मिलेगा और आप टॉवल के अंदर पहन रहे. Those are very inconvenient things to do. So make sure that you buy a tri suit. I'm just gonna comment on the comment section. What are the brands available? A-Pace, Mini Sports, Castelli, 2XU. These are some of the brands which you can order. Again, Ankita, like I said, it is necessary for the reasons I said, because it's inconvenient to keep changing into different outfits all the time. This is the most convenient way, time saving way. एक बार आपने पहना और you can do swimming, cycling and running, all of it together. All right, so that's the number one thing. Number two is your goggles. Number three is your cap, which you will be getting from the Ironman registration desk. They will be giving you a cap. The swim cap will be given by them. Goggles are yours. They will also give you a timing chip. A timing chip will be given to you at the day of registration. You have to wear it on the race day, ideally on your left leg, facing outer leg, left leg. It is a timing chip which times you. It has a RFID chip. It is connected to the mats, timing mats, as well as the Ironman app. So you should wear it on the left leg, outer side. This will be given by Ironman authorities. They will also be giving you a tattoo, which you can put on any of your left or right arm or leg, whatever is comfortable. You will need to carry your this one Garmin watch, Sunto watch, Polar watch, whatever you guys have been using. Wear your watch, and if you wear a heart rate monitor to calculate your heart rate, wear that under your tri suit. These are some of the things that you need for your swim leg of the Ironman race day. Then comes the bike segment, where of course you need your bike, you need a helmet for the bike. Mandatorily, you should have a goggles because there's going to be a lot of sun and dust. You should ideally have your cycling shoes and socks attached to the bike itself. You should ideally have at least 2 hydration bottles in the middle of the body or at the bottle gauge behind your seat. Now, 2 bottles honi chahiye, not more than 2, because there will be hydration stations every, I think, 20 kilometers on the cycle part of it. So you will have 4 hydration stations, 4 to 6 hydration stations minimum milenge aapko. 4 to honge jo aap baar cross karoge, so you can always refresh your hydration bottles again and again with them. They give ready-made solutions with the hydration mix in the bottle. Mostly it's fast enough. This year also, I think it is fast enough. So they will have preloaded hydration mix. So aapke paas 2 bottles enough hai. Third, if you wear gloves, I don't wear gloves, but if you do wear gloves while cycling, you need gloves as well, which should be in your bike bag. Fourth is calf sleeves. Agar aap calf sleeves pehante ho, to wo bhi rakh sakte ho. I don't wear it, then it's fine. I mean, you should buy a bib belt if you don't have already. A bib belt is something, it's a belt which you wear over your tri suit, jiske andar aap apna bib जो आपको पेपर का एक बिब मिलेगा जिसमें RFID चिप होगी, वो वाला बिब उसके अंदर आप लगाओगे. तो बिब बेल्ट इज मैंडेटरी. यू शुड बाय इट, ऑर्डर इट राइट अवे फ्रॉम Amazon. It might be available at the expo also, but better to take everything with you rather than wait on the last 2 days कि कुछ भी छोड़ के नहीं जाना चाहिए. You should not leave anything to chance. Then comes your toolkit. Now toolkit is important because what happens is when you reach Goa, you might have to check your bike if it is working fine. If कोई छोटा मोटा नट लूज है या बाइक के वक्त करते करते कुछ नट लूज हो गया या फिर पंचर हो गया, तो then you need a Allen key. Ideally you should also have a puncture kit, but हमारे को पंचर लगाना नहीं है. We don't have to fix the puncture itself. We have to make sure that we have enough tools in the toolbox which can allow us to open the tube, open the tire, take out the puncture tube, throw it out, to put a fresh tube which is in your toolbox. आप fresh tube लगाओ, hand pump से आप उसके अंदर हवा भरो और you're good to go. All of this should not take more than 6 to 8 minutes. This is something that you have to practice over and over again. Next 30 days is a good time where you have to practice replacing tubes, not fixing punctures. It's not required. You can just replace the tubes and keep going. So you have to practice this 5 to 6 times in the next 1 month, so that उस दिन अगर पंचर हुआ भी, जो हो जाता है, काफी लोगों के साथ पंचर्स होते हैं, तो घबराना नहीं है, क्योंकि आपको मैं बता रहा हूँ, आप अभी प्रैक्टिस कीजिए उसकी. You should practice it, and so that there's no surprise that day. It can happen. It happens to the best of us. But you should have these 3-4 basic things: 2 extra tubes, hand pump, एक Allen key और एक पंचर किट. ये 4 चीजें आपके टूल किट में होनी चाहिए. छोटी कॉम्पैक्ट सी टूल किट आती है, you keep it with you so that you can, replace your tube. All right. अगर 2 से ज़्यादा पंचर होंगे तो क्या होएगा? Some of that questions might. If you are so unlucky that so many punches are happening, probably it's not your day. Just forget about it and move on. You can't carry more than 2 or 3 tubes. 2 is actually on the higher side. It will be difficult for you to sort of finish the race if you are having more than 2 punches. Then just call it off that day. But don't worry, don't need to get scared. That was just on the lighter note. You wouldn't have any puncture, but if it does, you should be fully prepared, is what I'm saying. Last thing required in your bike kit is, of course, the bib, which they will give you, which you will be wearing on your, bib belt. Then you should also have the helmet sticker. It's mandatory to put the helmet sticker on the helmet front side of it. If you're wearing helmet, you have to put your helmet sticker on the front side of it, not on the side, not on the back. It has to be on the front where it is visible. If someone sees you from the front, they know your number, 172, 138, whatever that number is. It has to be pasted on your helmet. Similarly, you will get a bike sticker from Ironman authorities. That bike sticker needs to be pasted on your bike post. Seat post जो होगा, it is stick हो जाता है, वो काफी strong होता है. तो वो आपको roll करके, you have to put it on the seat post. So supposing this is your seat post, and यहाँ पे आपकी seat है, so you have to put your sticker ऐसे, so that it is visible from both the sides. The bike sticker will be visible from 2 sides, so you have to paste it accordingly. It's quite explanatory, self-explanatory when you actually get there. Third is the run leg. Now, in run leg, you will need a cap, running cap. It gets very hot in Goa. It would be around 35, 36 degrees with probably 80-90% humidity. Ideally, keep a cap with yourself. Fresh pair of socks and running shoes should be there. And I also recommend SOS medicines, which might be helpful. Like some people experience pain and some people experience loose motion. So just keep one cart ke loose motion ki tablet या फिर एक painkiller ki tablet अपने पास as a SOS रख लीजिए, just in case you are feeling uncomfortable. This will help you to get through. As a preemptive action, you can pop one if you want, so that you can keep going. So you don't worry about loose motions and all of that. It happens to the best of us. I have done that like so many times. Nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to be worried about. You can always, pop one. It helps in getting through the run leg. This becomes the most challenging part of the race because it just gets too hot. But if you are prepared for any eventuality, you will not worry about it. Okay. Last, which is a not mandatory thing. If you are doing your first or second race, you might want to carry an Indian flag. This is a good to have. But since you are already on the Indian soil and doing your Ironman, it is actually a good thing if you can carry a flag, but it's okay if you're not. You don't have to worry about it. This flag will be given to some person which is accompanying you, your spouse, your friends, whoever are there at the finish line. They can hand you over the flag when you're about to cross the finish line. But again, it's not mandatory, just a good to have. So that's about the race day gear, very specific to what to wear and what are the things required, absolutely necessary for doing your Ironman race. You can add 10 things, but I would not recommend. Jitni less cheezein aap carry karoge, the more efficient you would be. So start practice. Ideally, these things you start practicing from, this weekend itself. Lay out everything. As you can see in the picture, this is my kit from Ironman Goa. That's why I put the picture here. You take a towel and, just lay out everything, swim, bike, run ka, so that it helps you in mental calculation and mental appreciation also, that these are the things required. So this will help you, and this should be practiced. These 30 days mein you should practice this 8-10 times. Transition kaise karna hai, kaise change karna hai, what are the things I should be, swim mein kya chahiye, bike mein kya chahiye, run mein kya chahiye. Because itni sari cheezein hai na, 20 things I've told you. Now if you keep changing your outfits in between, then it just adds to your tension. क्योंकि transition में इतना छोटा कम time होता है that you might miss out something, and then it plays on you. अरे, I didn't carry this, I didn't carry that. How will I run now? All of this. Okay, so these are essential. Feel free to take a screenshot of this. This will help you in all your future races. Hope this helps. Let's take a couple of questions on the race day gear. I can see 3. Okay, Aditya, if possible, can you talk about the types of gels and painkillers or brands preferably? I will be doing that. Yes, I'll be doing that in the following slide, specifically around the gels part of it. Painkillers, see, I'm not a doctor, so I should not be prescribing anything online, especially. This I am only sharing as a coach or as an athlete. I've always kept some kind of analgesic, muscle relaxant kind of a painkiller, just in case you have a fall or you have some kind of spasm. It's not mandatory. I'm not recommending as a doctor. It's just a SOS. Just in case you're having a tough time that day, एक गोली होएगी तो आप खा सकते हो. You will have medical tents also on the course. So if you feel uncomfortable, even they will have paracetamol, analgesics. They might not have loose motion medicines, but maybe you can keep something like a Roku or something with yourself in your bike kit or run kit. Hope that answers your question. Hydration is important, guys. You have to keep hydrating yourself. All right, moving to the second question. Is it okay to have same shoes for cycling and running? I had anticipated this question. Yes. Some of you have not practiced wearing bike shoes or cleat-based shoes till now. Forget about it. Don't do it now. You need some getting used to the cycling shoes. So if you are using the same shoes, running and cycling, it's fine. But going forward, after Ironman Goa, जब आप future की races करोगे, highly recommend that you buy yourself cycling shoes, buy yourself cleats, because the energy transfer is more efficient. You're not wasting any momentum. You're not wasting any additional energy. That momentum wali energy जो आपको मिलती है, inertia मिलता है, that doesn't get wasted. Regular running shoes से cycling करने से आपका 15 to 20% additional energy expenditure होता है. So after Ironman Goa, start practicing with cycling shoes. Don't switch now, it's too late. It has some learning curve, but you know, एक दो बार आप गिरोगे, एक दो बार सीखोगे, थोड़ा time लगता है. You don't want to have a fall and an injury now, so I would best avoid it. So we avoid the time of shoe change. Rajat, I hope that answers your question. Of course, it doesn't take a lot of time to switch between cycling shoes and running shoes. That's the best way to go about it. Having a cycling shoes will save so much of your time and energy by default while you're cycling, so that 1 minute or 30 seconds change will not matter much. Yes, Ankita has a few questions. Number 1, where do I get goggles from for cycling? Ankita, these are your regular goggles, the shades that you use, which for cycling. If you have the propensity to buy a special ones, Gyro or any other brands, feel free to do that. I just wear I have number, so I just have big glasses, which are my goggles, which I'm comfortable with. I wear those. If you would want to buy specific cycling glasses, you can do that from Amazon. You can do that from Mastermind or various other Crankmeister in Bangalore or Bombay. There are many shops that sell that. You can do that, or wear your regular goggles, which you are comfortable with. Second, where do I get the toolkit from? Any of these cycling shops, again, Crankmeister, Mastermind. These are some of the shops where you can buy a small, it's not very expensive, just $200. Giant ka ek chotu sa kit aata hai, which you can put in your toolkit also. It's very small and convenient to carry with you. Allen key you have to buy separately. That's also available at Decathlon. The toolkit might also be available at Decathlon, so you can order from there. Or Amazon pe bhi mil jayega. That's not a big deal. Manish has a question. I have a bottle gauge at the back of my bike. How do I stick my bib on the post? So the bottle gauge, Manish, I'm assuming would be outside of your seat. It would be, let's say if this is your seat, the bottle gauge should be here. Bike post is actually this downward. So you will be able to stick your sticker over there. See, putting your sticker, bike sticker or seat post sticker is actually non-negotiable. So if you want to change the position of your bottle gauge, you have to do that, because they won't change any rules for you that aap paste nahi kar pa rahe ho. But ideally, I think there should not be a problem. Bike post is like this, a seat is like this. You have to paste the sticker, bib sticker over here, and your seat is here. Bottle case should ideally be somewhere here or downwards. So it should not actually interfere with the bike sticker. Okay, Ankita has another question. Ankita, I don't know how to change the tire or take care of the puncture. Can't we help? Can't we take someone's help there when we get a tire puncture? No, to each his own. They will not be, no one will help you over there. None of us ideally would know how to make a puncture, or you don't have to make a puncture. You have to just know how to change the tube. There are plenty of videos on YouTube how to change the tube on YouTube, how to change the tube for a road bike. Please feel free to go and see some of those. Maybe separately I can share some links also with you. YouTube करोगे तो आपको बहुत सारी videos मिल जाएंगी. None of the volunteers will help you. एक usually bike mechanic वगैरह होता है. अगर if you are lucky, if they have this facility, they might help you. But they usually don't help with flats. They don't help you with flats or fixing tires. If you have a bike crash, yeah, some kind of basic fixing required, they might help you. But normal conditions, they will never help you with flats. You have to know this is a mandatory thing. This you have to live with it. Practice करना पड़ेगा. तो किसी over a weekend go to some tire shop. उस भैया के साथ बैठो, उसको बताओ कि please help me, teach me how to change the tube. टायर कैसे निकालना है, ट्यूब कैसे निकालनी है, उसके अंदर कैसे हवा भर के दोबारा से चलना है. और ये आप 5, 6, 7 बार करोगे तो you will get the timing under 5 to 6 minutes. और अगर आप नहीं करोगे प्रैक्टिस तो ये आधा घंटा भी लग जाता है. And you will just lose your mind. What am I going to supposed to do? How will it happen? See, Ironman race also becomes difficult, because a lot of problem solving is required on the go. When you're tired, when you have limited resources, time is running against you. There's such a big sun. You are dehydrated, but you have to still be on your feet and do some of these problem solving. And hence, if you are already prepared, if you've been through the motions, if you've done it a few times, these kind of scenarios can be managed with your problem solving skills and your thinking on the feet. Try this out, and hence I'm telling you again and again, these are things which you should be practicing in the last 30 days before the race. Hope that answers your question. I know you will still have a few questions. What am I getting into? Why I don't want to fix my tire and all of that. Is this part of the game? The more you learn more about your equipment, the data, the feedback, the more you enjoy it, the more you appreciate it, have a connect with your machine, give your bike some name, you'll feel belonged, and it will just become the second part of you. You just love the machines, that's how you can overcome these kind of feelings. And it's actually, to break it down, simply put, it's not that difficult also. Just practice it 3-4 times and you're good to go. And Ankita, you are a pilot. You're flying 737, 747s. So I'm sure fixing a tire for a cycle is not difficult. Dr. Kalpana has suggested keep the pressure good and be rest assured. Yeah, of course. I mean, there are a couple of things that can be done for the bike. If you try to have fairly new tires before the race, a tire which is only 15-20 days old and probably just 100-200 kilometers ridden, that's one. Number 2, keep your tire pressure at about 100 psi. 100-110 is a good pressure. And number 3, if you can put tire liners also within your tire. So that might help. Just avoid it. Also, as a backup, learn to fixed flats. Puncture-proof tires, none of them. Solomon, none of them. There are many brands which are available. If it's just luck, like I said, these 2-3 things, if you put a tire liner between your tube and tire, there is a tire liner. It might have some, it might save you from some punctures. Number 1. Number 2, fresh pair of tires 15-20 days before the race. Number 2. Number 3, keep your tire pressure at about 100 psi, 100-110 psi. Number 4, pray to God. Number 5, trust your 2 bare hands. Practice to fix flats, change tires. There are many brands, available, but I mean, none of them can actually guarantee anything. Rajat says, why do you suggest fresh pair of socks for the run? Fresh pair of socks for the run because 3 to 4 hours of cycling might just wear you down. Your socks might be all salty and wet and all. You will get a better feeling if you wear fresh pair of socks within the shoes. But in your case, let's say you're just wearing 1 pair of shoes. So if you want to avoid, it's fine. Goa is going to be so hot, everything is any which way is going to get dry automatically. So don't worry about it. Fresh pair of just socks helps you in the mood. You're just wearing something fresh. And my cycling shoes and socks are different. So that's why I prefer to change it quickly. It just gives me a fresher feeling. But Goa, trust me, Goa is going to be hot. You guys are going to be quite dry automatically. Hope this slide helps in having a definitive list of things required. You can add 10 more things, but it's not going to make anything more efficient or faster. Lesser things, more resourcefulness will help you to sort of get through better. These are things which you should practice now. Start practicing. 2-3 baar apna layout kijiye. See the things that are required for the race day. Having an extra pair of goggles, swimming goggles, is also not a bad idea. क्योंकि हो सकता है when you reach the venue you will have 2 practice swims, कुछ एक टूट गया, गुम गया, whatever. You can keep 1 extra pair of swimming goggles with you. All right, so this is it about the race day gear. Hope this helps. All right, let's move on to the next section, which is in race nutrition. Here some of the questions will get answered which were asked earlier as well. Now this is only for the race day, okay? What you should be consuming in those 5, 6, 7 or 8 hours, depending on whatever time you will be doing. Hydration mix, while your coaches or your dietitians would have told you a few things, these are my guidelines which I give to my athletes and I personally follow. If you have any varying thought process, go with it. No coach is wrong. Of course, if they're not wrong, if they are experienced and they have qualified, they can be completely off. If they are not well qualified, have not studied science-based nutrition or done Ironman certifications. This is something which has been proven over and over again in my 200+ marathons and 5+ Ironman races. All right. So ideally, 600 to 700 ml of hydration mix is required per hour. So considering आप 7 hours में अपनी race खत्म करोगे, for example, you should consume at least 5 liters of hydration mix. What is a hydration mix? Hydration mix, as you can see in the picture, is a bottle which has 600 to 700 ml of water with at least 2 tablets of Fasten Up Reload. Number 1. Number 2, it could be Enerzal. Number 3, it could be Univedka hydration mix. It should be put in the bottle itself. Fasten Up is usually the hydration partner at Ironman Goa. So अगर आप same चीज को consistently use करोगे तो probably better होगा. So you can start ordering Ironman Fasten Up Reload, as this will be the same nutrition available on the race day also. You should carry 2 bottles with you, which should be 600 to 700 ml, having at least 4 to 6 tablets, 2 to 3 tablets per bottle. ज़्यादा होने का नुकसान नहीं है, कम होगा तो cramps होंगे. So this is what about this is the hydration. I will also tell you in the next slide exactly कैसे consume करना है. But this is the rule. Have at least 600 to 700 ml of hydration mix per hour. At least have 2 bottles on your bike, and rest of it should be replenished. Second or third hour में अपनी पुरानी bottle, you pick up your bottle, throw it out in the bin area, throwing area, and take a fresh bottle from them, put it on your bike and go forward. They will give you good, decent bottles also. Okay, use those bottles. Salt tablet. There's a brand called Unimed. You should order their salt tablets. 1 salt tablet per hour is required for you to not cramp and keep going. This is over and above the hydration mix. This helps you to keep going. This is optional, but I always recommend that always have 1 salt tablet, because in the sun, depending on your sweat rate and your height, weight, gender, some people sweat too much, so they end up losing a lot of salt. That's why this 1 tablet per hour will help you to be sorted. आप अपनी बाइक के अंदर, अगर आपका टाइम अभी करंटली 25 किलोमीटर पर आवर के हिसाब से आ रहा है, if you're finishing your bike like in 4 hours, keep a small tic tac bottle या कुछ भी bottle छोटा सा रख सकते हैं, and keep 4 tablets in your hydration bag, which is nutrition bag, hydration bag, whatever it is. यहाँ पे जैसे मैंने लिखा है बाइक न्यूट्रिशन बैग, उसके अंदर आप रख दीजिए. हर आवर में have 1 tablet per hour. Just have 1 tablet per hour. I have a rule also, which I'll show you in the next slide. Unimed salt tablets are extremely good for ultra marathoners, triathletes, all of them put together. Okay. So Fasten Up Reload tablets or Enerzal Reload, Enerzal hydration mix or Unimed hydration mix is there. Second, salt, Unimed salt tablets. 1 tablet per hour is your golden rule. Third pillar of your nutrition, in race nutrition, is your carbs. Minimum 70 to 80 grams per hour of nutrition is required. This is again 1 to 1.5 grams per hour as per your body weight. तो अगर आपका weight 70 kgs है, तो आपको 70 to 80 grams लेना चाहिए. अगर आपका weight 60 kgs है, तो भी आप 60 to 70 grams consume कर सकते हो. 10-20 ग्राम एक्स्ट्रा खाने से कुछ नहीं होएगा, but it will help you to keep going. Don't try to do the race empty stomach या जो मिला खा लिया. It has to be definitive. So you have to have at least 70 to 80 grams of hydration carbs per hour. ये कहाँ से मिल सकता है आपको? Either you can have 2 gels per hour. Each gel will have around 30 to 35 grams of carbs. तो आप हर 30 minutes में एक जेल ले सकते हो, या फिर आप एक जेल प्लस एक न्यूट्रिशन बार, not protein bar, nutrition bar. You can have 1 nutrition bar plus 1 gel per hour. I'll move quickly to the next slide. This will help you to plug in the gap. Okay, I'll come back. Okay. So is the nutrition on the race day clear to you? 3 pillars of nutrition are there: hydration, salt and carbs. इन तीनों के बिना रेस कंप्लीट करना, बिना क्रैम्प्स, बिना इश्यूज, बिना hallucinations is going to be impossible. If you don't go for math trainings and empty stomach trainings and various other thought processes are there, this is not that sport. Ironman is not that sport. Ironman is also not about losing weight. If you feel अरे मैं calories खा लूंगा तो मैं मोटा हो जाऊंगा, मोटी हो जाऊंगी, it's not that. You can only complete an Ironman race of 7 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours, 20 hours with nutrition. This race will not help you to lose weight. Okay, so forget about it. You have to have this guidance, otherwise you will start cramping in your legs or your stomach or your shoulders, and you will find it even more difficult in hour 4, hour 5, hour 6, hour 7, hour 8. It will be impossible. You will give up before you reach that stage. Hope
Nishant,
that, yeah. Yes.
I had one doubt.
Yes,
Could you say the name of the brand again for the salt tablets?
I'm going to comment it here.
Okay.
Salt tablet. Unimed is a trusted brand.
Unimed.
Yeah, these are things which I have tried. Hydration ke liye I recommend Reload, fast enough Reload. And for again gels, you can try fast enough. They are good. They're good gels. These are also the partner at Goa. Or you can try Unimed again. They are also good. For nutrition bar, what's a nutrition bar? Okay, nutrition bar is a sports bar, which let's say you can buy from Max Protein. I'm writing it down. Max Protein. These are not protein bar, by the way. These are essentially chocolates which do not melt. If you buy a Cadbury or a dairy milk or something, in this heat it will melt. But a sports bar has a different composition. It has combination of fiber as well as carbs and very small amount of fat. So you don't want fat, you want pure carbs. And you don't want protein because it cannot be broken down immediately by the body and producing glycogen, which is required for you to keep going. It does not have glucose content. It breaks down in a longer time. So you don't have protein, you have sports bar / nutrition bar. Rajat is asking, do we mix the hydration mix in the night before and then put it on the bike? No, take it in the morning with you so that it's fresh. You can or you can do is keep the bottle filled with water over there night before, and then you put the fresh tablets or whatever hydration mix in the morning. Because hota kya hai ki you will be giving your bike in the afternoon at about 1, 2, 3 o'clock. उससे लेके सुबह 7 बजे तक 14-15 hours में all your nutrition will get melted or get soggy or bad because of the sun which is going to be there. So खाने पीने का सामान you have to put on the race day at 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. Don't put anything which is related to food and water which you need to consume the day before. You have to put it on the morning of the race day.
And would we be carrying all the gels and nutrition in the pocket of a tri-suit?
We can for the bike leg, you have a bike bag available at Decathlon or various other brands. आप उसके अंदर अपना वो बैग भी आप सुबह लेके जा सकते हो. आप या तो फिर अपने बैग को बाइक के ऊपर ऑलरेडी डाल दीजिए और सुबह एक प्लास्टिक बैग में या फिर एडिशनल बैग में अपना न्यूट्रिशन लेके जाओ and put it in the nutrition bag of your bike. It's a small bag, nutrition bag होता है जिसके अंदर 3, 4, 6 hours का सामान आ जाता है खाने पीने का, including your gels and nutrition bar and salt. These are the 3 things you need: nutrition bars, gels and salt tablets. And अगर आप fast enough लेके जा रहे हो reload तो उसकी बहुत पतली सी ट्यूब आती है, वो भी लेके जा सकते हो. But don't need to worry about the hydration because it's already gonna be there on the race day, through the hydration stations. You also asked me, Ankita, that are you allowed to carry your phones while running and cycling? No electronic devices other than your watches are allowed on the course. If you're found with them, you will be immediately ejected. It is not allowed to carry. You're not allowed to carry any cameras, phones or music devices with you on the race day. You will be ejected from the race. What's the purpose of the gels? Purpose of the gel is to, I'll come back to you, Manish. Purpose of the gel is to give you energy, instant energies. It's in the gel form, kept in the gooey form, which is gel. You have to just break it and you have to consume it. It gives you instant energy within 20 minutes to keep going. Anything else needs 1 to 2 hours to break down and give you energy. But when you are constantly running for 6, 7, 8 hours, you need live energy, instant energy right on the go. If you consume anything else, khana, pina, dal, roti, chawal, all of these things are not going to give you instant energy. So that's why you need gels. Yes, Manish. Go ahead. You're on mute.
Yeah, Nishant, so you were mentioning about the, that we can, replenish our water bottles because those organizers will be arranging to give us water bottles.
Yeah.
So, what about the water bottles that we are carrying? I mean,
You have to throw it.
Okay. Okay.
These will also be decent bottles, you just to throw your bottles and take theirs.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm just saying that, say, I've got a Camelback bottle, so
yeah,
it doesn't
don't
make
carry
sense.
it.
Makes sense not to carry those bottles, right?
Yeah. See, this one is a Camelback, which I would not take 1,500 rupees or 1,000 rupees bottle on which I have to throw. I'll probably carry my 200-300 rupees bottle and just replace it with the ones that they give us.
Got it. So that means, in the kit that they give, the race kit, would there be water bottles also?
See, it varies every year. If the organizer want to give you a free bottle, they might just put it in the bag. It doesn't happen always. I have just gotten once in my 5 races.
Okay, so makes sense for us not to carry bottles like Camelback, but carry 2 bottles which are like you can just throw them.
There are very cheap Italian sippers available on Amazon. You can order those. You can practice with them. The ones in the picture also, you can try one of those.
Sure.
Go for Italian ones which can be squeezed and the water comes out, not with the caps and whatnot. Not shakers, not anything else, not protein bars. This is something which can be put in your bottle gauge and you can just squeeze it for the water to come out, because your one hand will be engaged in riding the bike. And you have to please practice it now if you've not been doing it, because it can get tricky to how to drink while running or while cycling. You don't want to risk an injury.
Sure. Thanks, Nishant.
Yeah. Rajat is asking, is squeezable bottles there in Decathlon? It should be, yeah. I'm sure 100%. They have a lot of cheaper options as well, Rajat. Or just Amazon it. Many options would be there. All right. So this is a very important slide. Once again, feel free to take a screenshot. I'll give you 5 seconds and then we move on to the next part of it. All right. Moving on, 30 days nutrition guidelines as per what I promised. This is a very broad-based one. Dr. Kalpana, don't sue me. This is not a definitive guide on what you should be consuming. Again, a disclaimer: I'm not a qualified nutritionist, but this is only purely basis the experience and the sports science that I've learned. I'm sharing it with you. First things first. 30 days to go. Get your full body checkup done this week itself, including your blood markers, your basic things like HB, TLC, DLC, platelets, cholesterol, fasting sugar, non-fasting sugar, and a vitamin analysis test done with vitamin B12 and calcium deficiency. I am 100% sure. I'm sure Dr. Kalpana can vouch for it. Most Indians have vitamin B12 deficiencies. You might find it that it comes up. So get your full body checkup done and get it shown to your qualified physician, nutritionist, or your coach to preempt any of your deficiencies which you might have. Also, this will allow you, if you have any underlying conditions which you did not foresee, like some people have very high cholesterol, which goes undetected for a very long time. Now is a good time to get it done, because on the race, there will be so much commotion, so much passion, and you are pushing yourself so much. If there is any underlying problem, you might end up breaching that limit and might face, physical difficulties. So it's a good time, get your full body checkup done. If there are any deficiencies, you can get it corrected immediately. At least start having calcium tablets, vitamin B12 tablets right away. Okay, get this done. This is very important. If I was your coach, I would have actually not allowed you to race or give you training programs for the last 4 or 5 weeks if you've not done it. This is a mandatory thing for all my athletes. So that's point number 1. Point number 2, next 30 days, have protein-rich diet. As a general thumb rule, 1.5 grams of protein per kg weight. Matlab, let's say agar aapka weight 50 kilos hai, so you should consume about 75 to 100 grams of protein per day, every day. If you are a vegetarian, you can have it through lentils, paneer, soya, tofu, all of these things. If you're a non-vegetarian, feel free to have as much as white meat as possible. Avoid red meat. Things like fish, chicken, eggs. These are good sources of protein. This will also help you to satiate yourself and allow you to sort of balance your diet and help you to recover on all the training that you've been doing. This is also a general rule, because you guys are training for an Ironman, you should follow this. Carbs, of course, for normal people, carbs are a enemy, but for triathletes, it's the way you survive. It's the way you keep going. Don't detest carbs. Carbs are your friend. They help you to get through any Ironman race or marathons or long distance cycling. Have a lot of carbs, healthy carbs such as poha, rice, lentils, fish, chicken, all of that, veggies. Carbs are your actually friends if you are a triathlete. Fat again is good, but in moderation. Good fat, like coming from desi ghee, butter, all of these things, from chicken, meat, all of these things. This is a good fat. Bad fat, of course, trans fats, burgers, pizzas. These are not good fats. These are processed fats. Avoid those in the next 30 days. Limit your alcohol. If you can bring it down to 0, nothing like it. But if you are aficionado of alcohol, keep it at least maximum to 60 ml per week. That's per week, guys and girls, not per day. 60 ml per week, not per day. And avoid completely in the last 15 days of the race. So next 2 हफ्ते तक पी सकते हो 3 से 4 peck, but beyond that, I would not recommend. Again, just reiterating, 60 ml per week, not per day, which some people might find limiting. All right, of course, needless to say, no smoking. It'll impact your aerobic capacity. Completely quit. Really hoping that all of you are already non-smokers. Dietary supplements, like I said, B12, calcium, magnesium, iron are actually good to have just as a dietary supplement. You are already consuming and burning a lot of calories as well as going through wear and tear from the training. So as a dietary supplement, it's a general guideline. Again, not a recommendation, but a guideline you can follow. Feel free to do that. In the next 30 days, also avoid oily food and spicy food because it causes a lot of gastric ingestion and distress in your stomach. It also affects the gut health. तो जितना ऑयली और स्पाइसी अवॉइड करोगे आप बेटर ऑफ रहोगे. आपकी बॉडी इन्फ्लेमेशन से दूर रहेगी. इट विल स्टार्ट recouping from all the wear and tear which is happening in your body. Additionally, losing as much weight as possible. If you are already at your ideal weight, obviously it's a good thing. Maybe lose another kg or 2 if you can, as close to the race as possible, because it will allow you additional wattages when you're cycling, and also put less pressure when you're running. 1 to 2 kg extra weight because you've been training with this particular weight, or race se just pehle 1 to 2 kgs aap ghataoge, so it will help you to be more efficient. Again, it's just a general guideline, not a recommendation. These few things, if you just manage in the next 30 days, it should help you to be in a space which is physically and mentally ready to be showing up for the race. Any questions over here? Happy to answer. All right, moving on. Okay, like I promised, additional T-2 days. What to do on 11th, 12th of November? How are you going to be spending the 2 days before the race? First things first, try to get at least 8 to 9 hours of sleep on 10th and 11th of November. Trust me, you will not be sleeping even 1 hour on the race, the night before the race. आप चाहे 6 बजे भी सोने चले जाओगे, you will not be able to sleep. If you do, you are lucky. But so much nervousness happens before the race that we hardly get any sleep. So try to build up your sleep bank few days before the race itself. That's why if you reach on 10th morning, try to sleep as much as possible on 10th and 11th of the race day, so that you're ready for the race day, because race night before you'll not be able to sleep. Instead of plain water, only have hydration mix. Sara 2 to 3 liters of जो आप consume करने वाले हो, 4 liters, 3 liters, only have hydration, don't have water. You would want to build up your salt, potassium, sodium in your body, so that it doesn't get dissolved out of the body. You would want to build it up. Only have hydration mix, don't have plain water. This will allow you to remain hydrated and also help you to beat the Goa heat. काफी ज्यादा वहां पे गर्मी होती है, रेस के टाइम भी गर्मी होती है, तो you would want to stay hydrated, and even more so because a big race is coming up. Needless to say, zero alcohol, zero dairy products, spicy products, yeah, too much cold, too much ice creams, all of these things should be avoided at all costs. You don't want to fall sick, you don't want to have gastric ingestion, you don't want to have bad stomach, yeah, flu, something hitting just 2 days before the race. Have as plain food as possible, have chickens, rice, dals, all of these things. Avoid gassy foods or alcoholic or dairy-based products, okay? Have all your meals well, eat early. Normal time से थोड़ा सा early खाइए. In fact, जो Thursday and Friday को आप try कीजिए, Saturday को, कि आप अपना evening का dinner 6-7 बजे finish कर दीजिए, so that आप थोड़ा जल्दी सो भी जाएंगे, and it can get digested also, because on the race day you'll be waking up at 3:34 to have a breakfast. अचानक से वो आप करोगे तो कभी-कभी वो it just causes a lot of issues in terms of खाया नहीं जाता, you feel bloated, all of that. So try to have your meals earlier than usual. Have your breakfast early and lunch early, and then dinner also early. You will get an opportunity to do 2 practice swims on Friday morning and Saturday morning. On Friday morning, I think the beach, Miramar beach, will be open from 7-8 o'clock in the morning till about 10 or 11 in the morning for both the days, on Friday as well as Saturday. Use this opportunity to get acclimatized to the water, go and get the feel of it, wear your tri-suit, carry an extra tri-suit or swim costume, जिसमें आप जाके थोड़ा practice कीजिए. By then, they should have already put the ropes for the swim course. So go and take the feel of the water, so that वो जो first 2 days होते हैं, you are sort of ready and all the nerves are calmed down. Open water swim can be overwhelming for most people. Hence, it's a good practice if you can get at least 40 minutes ki 2 swims. Just go and take the feel of the water. Don't get scared. First days are always difficult. Thursday and Friday might be challenging. But you just go and do this 30-40 minute swim, so that you feel calm and relaxed. By Saturday, you should be okay if you have done 2 swims. Okay, try to get it done in the morning itself. Don't wait for the afternoons and all. That's a good way to do it. Additionally, also do maybe 3-4 kilometers short run, just to keep your body ready and moving. Relax and stretch yourself. Go for a short run, 3-4 kilometers run on the course, on the run course, so that you are familiarized with the entire course of swimming and running. And on Thursday, get your bike fixed, assembled, and go for a short ride. Don't go for a long ride. Unfortunately, I recall a couple of accidents happened in 2019 when the last Goa Ironman happened. There were a couple of hit and run cases, because काफी सारे जगह पे बैरिकेड लग जाते हैं, तो locals may not be very receptive because it's blocking their view, right? So it's better कि आप short rides लो, ज़्यादा don't need to venture out so much. पूरा course देखने की ज़रूरत नहीं है कि let me go and see the 45-kilometer course, which will be 45 into 2 kilometers, 2 loops. Just do a small 10, 15, 20 kilometers ride to check अगर bike सही चल रही है, there is no problem. Don't need to think too much, don't need to venture out too much. Wear your gear. If you're going for a practice ride, make sure you're wearing a helmet, okay? Make sure you're wearing a proper gear. Don't just venture out just for the sake of it. These are the instances when freak injuries happen. So you have to avoid freak injuries and just just go for a short ride. You don't want to tire yourself by doing so many activities through the day. Just a 30-40 minute swim, 10, 15, 20 minutes of run, and 15 minutes of bike. Both the days, one day is more than enough. Okay, don't need to overdo anything. Arey main aaj 10 kilometer bhag ke aata hu. No, don't need to do that. Okay, don't need to get all groovy because you're in Goa, go out partying and all that. You have to be in bed early by 7:30 p.m. both the days. Keep your feet up. Don't need to go out, do touristy things, or go drink and party. Do all of that after you've crossed the finish line, not before. All right. Your bike check-in will happen on Saturday afternoon. So keep it at around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Have your lunch, then take your bike, give it for checking in. You have to wear your helmet with all the stickers and everything in place. They will also check your the timing chip that they'll give you. They will check it once again if it's working, not working. Get it checked in. Check in your bike. उस लोकेशन पे आप 3-4 बार राउंड्स लगाइए ट्रांजिशन में T1 में. When you give your bike, go around and see the bike, कहाँ पे आपकी bike placed है, so that you know. जिस दिन swim करके बाहर निकलोगे ये नहीं होना चाहिए अरे मेरी बाइक किधर है. You should know exactly where your bike is parked. So take 2-3 walks around that transition area so that you are completely familiarized with that bike course and transition course. So these are some of the things that you have to do 2 days prior to your race. I will now move on to the race rituals. कि उस दिन क्या करना है, what happens on that day. First of all, of course, sleep latest by 7 p.m. नींद आए ना आए, you have to be in your bed by 7 p.m. on Saturday. Okay, be in your bed. Finish your dinner by 6 p.m. that day. Be in the bed by 7 p.m. Don't need to waste time on social media and whatnot. Everything has to be closed by the afternoon on Saturday, and you should be in bed by 7 p.m. Get yourself rested as much as possible. Okay, wake up at 3:30. Maybe just go for a small walk, have your black coffee, get yourself relieved, relax, and then have a light breakfast. If your hotel is going to give you the breakfast, then it's good. Otherwise, you should keep everything ready the night before. I usually like to have a peanut butter sandwich, one banana, 1 or 2 bananas, 1 liter of hydration mix, and maybe some pasta or something. So you can keep all of this ready the night before. सुबह 3:30 4 o'clock usually कोई भी होटल आपको वो facility नहीं देने वाला है. अगर देता है तो good, but you should have your sandwiches and everything. एक ट्रे पूरा रेडी करके रख लीजिएगा ना, so that सुबह उठते ही आप पियोगे, खा पी सकते हैं. You can finish off your breakfast. No dairy, no spicy food again, no new things. Don't try to have too many new things. Let me try this pretzel, let me try this chips. All of these things you have to avoid. Similarly, hydration mix, 1 to 2 liter पानी पीजिए. Plain water मत पीजिए. Relieve yourself a couple of times, poop and pee. Get yourself ready at your hotel itself or at the venue also. Okay, you will be slightly nervous, so all of these things will help you relieve. You should aim to reach the venue, the transition, the start point latest by 5:30. So no matter where you are staying, start from your hotel at 4:30, 5 o'clock and reach the venue by 5:30 latest, so that आप अपने टायर्स को inflate कर सकते हो. You will check your hydration bag. उसके अंदर bike bag, nutrition bag, उसके अंदर आप अपना खाना and all everything you load and have it ready. All of this should be completed by 5:30, 5:45, 6 o'clock latest, and around 6:15 head to the start line and stretch yourself. Okay, so that's that. Double check your timing chip. गिरी तो नहीं है, कहीं रह तो नहीं गई है. Wear your bib belt. Check your gear, and if you have someone who's accompanying you, just keep your phone and earphone with you, so that 10, 15, 20 minutes you can listen to some nice calming music, and by 6:30 you hand over your phone or music device and earphones to the person who's accompanying you. If you have nobody, with you, it's fine. Don't bring your phone in the first place. You don't want it to get lost. Let it be in your hotel. 7-8 hours bina phone ke kuch nahi hoega. You can always come back and post your pictures. So let me take a few questions now. Is it necessary to deflate the tires on Saturday? Yes, you should, Kalpana, because of the heat, you will be giving your bike at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Kabhi tire burst ho jata hai because of so much sun heat which is there. So that's why deflate your tire so that you don't have any surprises in the morning. Your tube might get deflated and all if you don't burst it, if you don't deflate it. So keep it deflated. Don't keep it to the full pressure of 100. They have plenty of pumps at the venue, at the race venue in the morning. That's why if you reach the venue by 5:30, you will have plenty of time to do all of this, inflating the tire and all. Will there be boats and lifeguards on Friday and Saturday? Yes, there would be some boats and some buoys, but they may not help you always. They will be there as a guidance, just in case bahut kuch bura ho raha hai. So they will be there for assistance. I hope you got the deflating answer right. Are we allowed to carry your pumps? Yes, you are allowed to carry your own pumps on morning. It needs to be, they will also give you a pump sticker. Put your bib number on the sticker on the pump so that you can fill the air and give it to them. The pump needs to be kept at the pump. There will be an area where you can give them the pump and collect it post the race. They will also have certain pumps available at the venue in the morning. Hope all of these answer your question. Moving on. Okay, some efficient transitioning and getting faster in the race questions. A question Manish is asking, are we not allowed to carry pumps during the race? No, you will have a very small pump, portable pump on the bike. That will be allowed, but morning wala pump should be separate, the bigger one. All right. Okay, Fred, like I mentioned earlier, practice transitioning at least 10 times this month. Your goal should be that you should transition from T1 and T2 in less than 4 minutes. Okay, so practice that, and it will only happen if you take out some days on Saturday, Sunday, or any other day. Practice it. Actually, literally practice coming out of the pool, going towards your bike. So place it in a way that you can actually mimic the day of the race. If you try it for more and more times, like I suggest all my athletes that your transition should be less than 4 minutes. Not 10 minutes, 15 minutes. There are people who literally go there and sleep and spend 15-20 minutes. How will you get the timing? You have to practice. Transition is only about changing from one gear to another. That's why you have to practice it. And it should be under 4 minutes. 4 minutes, 5 minutes is the maximum that you should spend. And this will only happen if you practice transition 1 and transition 2. Swim se aake bike pe chadenge, bike ki chair karenge, change karenge, and then bike se aake then run gear mein change karenge. And this needs to be practiced over and over again. Keep everything consolidated as close to it as possible. Helmet, shoes, goggles, all of that should be on the bike. Run bag should have its socks, shoes, cap, goggles, everything should be within the bike bag and the run bag itself. Agar everything is everywhere, then it's going to be difficult. Again, like I mentioned, it's not the time to rest and sleep and just relax. The clock is ticking. The moment you cross the swim line, the clock starts ticking. So everything you have to do within 8.5 hours. And swim also has a cutoff of 1 hour 20 minutes. So does the cycling. Swim and cycling put together 5.5 hours, and then you have 3 hours to finish your run. If you keep wasting time in transition, if you sit somewhere and relax and all that, thinking you have a lot of time, then you will be in for a shock at a later time when you are struggling to finish the timing. Of course, you will not have any problem if you've been training hard enough and you know your timings, right? But why if transitioning is somewhere where you can actually make time or lose a lot of time. This is something you have not practiced. Like if you finish your swim, let's say in 65-70 minutes and bike in 3.5 hours, तो आपको लगेगा कि यार 3.5 hours plus 60 minutes, 65 minutes over there, तो मेरा time हो गया 4.5-5 घंटे. But you will not realize that between that and that, you've spent another 10 minutes in transition. That's why this will help you to become better. Try a 3 to 4 minute transition. On the race morning, again, double check your bike and run backs just to make sure, triple check, 4 times check that you've not missed out on anything. Most important thing is bib, the race number as well as the timing chip. Always keep checking it. If you happen to lose it somewhere, immediately tell the race marshal on the race course कि मेरा ये कहीं गिर गया है. They will issue a new one for you. But you will, if you lose your timing chip and you have not informed anyone, you will be disqualified even if you finish the race, because you will not be timed. So you have to keep looking out for your timing chip. It does not come through, it does not fall. It has a Velcro. But just in case it happens to fall out somewhere, immediately at that time inform the race marshal that this has happened, help me out. This I mentioned earlier, carry 2 tubes. You don't have to fix a puncture, you just have to replace the tube. Practice it 4 or 5 times in the next 30 days. Don't try anything new. Wear all your shoes and apparels. Abhi jo lena hai, turant mein abhi next 1 week mein le lijiye, and then practice it with it for the next 3 weeks. Don't change anything after 15th or after 20th or 20th of October. Jo aapko order karna hai, you order it now. Don't change it. Next one is apply ample Vaseline to avoid chafing on your nipples, buttocks, underarms, neck, inner thigh. These are the places jahan pe cuts and bruises lag jate hain because of transition from swimming, cycling, running. You will have a lot of chafing happening all of these areas. So apply ample amount of Vaseline on these areas, 5 areas, will help you to avoid any kind of skin rashes and chafing. For the running part of it, you will have a hydration station at every 2 kilometers. So you stop at every place and drink something and eat something. That's the only way you will be able to survive the heat of Goa and keep going. Everywhere, at least have 1 glass of hydration mix, not plain water. You will have colas, you will have Red Bull, have all of these things at every hydration station so that you will be hydrated. And for the nutrition rule, I had mentioned that there's a thumb rule which I have made, which is 10-20-60 rule, in which you should consume 100 ml of hydration throughout the race every 10 minutes. Agar aap ye karte rahoge, barring the swim, cycling and running ke waqt, barring the swim, if you continue to have 100 ml of hydration throughout the race, you will never cramp. No matter how much time you take, you will still finish your race and be fresh at the end of it if you continue to hydrate yourself with the right electrolytes. Similarly, have at least 30 grams of carbs or gel or nutrition bar every 20 minutes. तो हर 20 minutes में कुछ खाते रहना है, कुछ gel खाना है और nutrition bar, something, some big bite you have to have and finish it. And salt you should have 1 every hour. So if you are going to finish the race in 8 hours, you should have 8 salt tablets. That's the simple rule. Lastly, don't overcomplicate, don't get overwhelmed. I know, every race is different, no matter how many times you've done it. But if it's your first race, it gets overcomplicated and it does get, difficult to overwhelming. So just relax and enjoy the process. It's not going to be, don't overcomplicate it, just relax. All right, let's have all the questions. I think I'm within time and I can take so many more questions now. Let's begin with that. I have a few questions in the chat box. Let's start looking at those. Okay. Ankita is asking, any suggestions or where one can stay? I have booked something, but isn't very nice in where minimum. Ankita, I think I spoke with you 2-3 months back about the options which were available then. They keep evolving. recommend that you keep looking in some Airbnb or this Vivanta is available, should be available. Check if Vivanta is available. Those are good options. But at this moment, it's going to be a challenge for sure. Okay. Manish is asking, the distance from swim to T1 is about 800 meters approximately. Manish, I think yet to get final clarity on the distance. It's not completely, they keep changing the setup of the swim start and the transition. So we'll wait and watch. The athlete guide officially should have been out by now. It's not out. So whenever that is available, we will get more clarity from them. 800 meters is actually quite a lot because it's almost a kilometer of running, and that automatically adds 4 to 5 minutes to your transition time. So let's wait and watch. We don't have a definitive number on what is the distance. Abhay is asking, swim cutoff is 110 minutes or 120 minutes? It's 1 hour 20 minutes, not 120 minutes. 1 hour 20 minutes meaning, sorry, it's 110. It's 110, 1 hour 10 minutes, which is 70 minutes. Ankita is asking, do we carry a water bottle while running? No, you don't need to, because every 2 kilometers, there are enough hydration stations. So you should stop at every hydration station, have some colas, have some Red Bull, have hydration. Don't have plain water. Please don't have plain water at all. They will have bananas. They might have some gels. They will have some chips. So khao piyo, enjoy karo, enjoy the race. Stop at everything. In fact, you will realize that during the run course, the crowd support is very nice. People are singing, dancing. So, just wave at them, smile at them. You will feel energetic. Stop at every hydration station. You will get also ice and some, you can put this ice in your tri-suit and all, just to feel relaxed and decrease this heat that is building up. Use the ice around your neck area, around your cap, so that you feel little bit cool down. Dance with the crowd support that is going to be available. That will help you to sort of, become better at it. Go through the pain.
But would they also provide the salt tablets that you had recommended? That we are supposed to have every
salt
hour?
tablets, no, but they might have some salt kept next to the fruits which is there. So they might have some salt available while running. But that's why it's better to carry everything on your own. While running, they might have some salt available, but it's going to be like Tata Namak and all. It's just going to be, at your risk.
So while running, we wear a running cap. We have the watch and
goggles.
The goggles. That's it.
And if you can, like I keep running tablets and this SOS tablets, the salt tablets and SOS loose motion and this tablet in a very small Tic Tac. This one Tic Tac is there, chewing gum. I put these 2-3 salt tablets as well as the SOS tablets in this the Tic Tac bottle, and I carry it with me because it just helps. One salt tablet can actually do miracles. It can help you to avoid any kind of cramping and all. Solomon is asking, how do we improve the timings on all 3 areas? Oh, that's a big question. That's a function of the training, right? You mean swim, bike, run, right? Feel free to unmute yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's that's a big question. I mean, of course, it's a function of training, long-term training, and that I don't know how to answer this. Of course, do a lot of interval training in your swim, bike, run. Interval in swim is, of course, a lot of drills, 50-meter drills, breathing drills, sighting drills, kicking drills. All of these over a long period of time will help you to reduce a few minutes. And of course, volume is necessary. Minimum 2 to 3 sessions per week is something which you should be looking at, so that the distance itself becomes easier for you. And then you go for qualitative your swim leg by doing all of these drills. but the changes happen over a long period of time. Similarly for bike, interval trainings, hill trainings are something which helps you to cadence training, power training, something which will help you to reduce your time. And run is again function of your breathing runs, fartleks, intervals, hill training, volume training, long runs, easy runs. For that, feel free to enroll with me and work with me for a few months. We can certainly bring it down. Just
Sure.
Slowly sliding in the pitch as well. Okay, next question. Can we cover transition kits with cover or something to avoid the sun or rain? Are you referring that the night before? Maybe you can do that. Ideally, you will get transition bags, or you can also keep a towel there. The decathlon towels, which are very small in size, you can keep that and cover everything over there. Or you can have, they might give you transition bags, run bag and bike bag. These are like very almost like plastic bags, and you can keep your run and bike bag over there. Rajat, is Ginger Hotel to stay? I wouldn't know. For that, probably refer a travel site on a lighter note. Okay. Running with cleats during transition is a challenge. Any tips? Yeah, it could be a challenge. But the distance is not a lot, right? Just 400-500 meters, so it should be fine. Up to you. You can literally just walk it if you're not really going after any kind of timings. There are a few people that leave the cycling cleats, the shoes on the cycle itself, and then run with the socks on. If you can do that, that's also something which can be done. But it happens over a period of time with practice. You might just trip. So just walk it off.
I didn't understand the
question was running with the cleat shoes, the cycling shoes which are there, no?
I have them, but why will we need to run with them?
When you reach T2, you have to dismount 500 to 600 meters before the bike parking area, and you have to dismount on the bike and then run towards the transition to where you will be parking your bike. So that 400-500 meters you'll have to run, but you can walk it.
But will there be someone, or will there be signs showing us that, okay, you are supposed to dismount here?
Yes.
And what if... Sorry, after you.
Yeah, there will be a clearly demarcated line where you have to dismount, and people will tell you that you have to get off the bike and walk. If you don't do that, then there will be a 1 minute to 2 minute penalty also. So you have to be cautious of that.
Nishant, could you please share the rules of the Ironman as well? Like, I wasn't aware that you have to dismount before.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the athlete guide to come in. It was supposed to be out by now, 4 weeks before the race. It has clearly written all the rules, like what are the penalties and how to get off, where to get off. That will carry this. But let me share a older athlete guide with you. That might be helpful. Let me share it with the entire group actually. 1 second. The rules and regulations are same for all Ironmans, but sometimes it varies slightly as per the local location. I should have some older athlete guides available. Let me see. I'll drop it here. Anyways, moving on, let me drop it in a second. Let's take the next question. Rajat, do we stop at nutrition stations while cycling? Yes, of course. You will have at least 3, like I mentioned, I think 2 or 3 hydration stations every 1 hydration station every 20-22 kilometers. So you can feel free to stop, no worries. You may want to stop only after 50 kilometers because you will have enough hydration and food with you for the first loop. So you can stop in the second loop. That's a better way to go about it. When you replenish change your bottles also. Which is a good running cap and running goggles. Any goggles which you are comfortable with, which will allow you, which will save you from the sweltering sun, preferably darker shades. You can go for that. Cap to anything with some holes in it. The trucker caps are available. Those are good. I wear any cap, as long as it's just covering me. Decathlon caps are also available. They are light in moisture and all of that. So you can probably go for that as well. Yeah. Okay. Can we carry the cycling shoes till the start point and then wear them? Start point. No, you'll have to leave the shoes
sorry, Nisha. What I mean is that once we get out of the swim and go to the transition one, so instead of running with the shoes with the cleats, you may just carry it and run with the bike and then wear it.
It will be too much. No? The transition itself is take your 3-4 minutes, wear everything. The moment you have come out of the transition one, then you just mount the bike and go. You will not have any of those times because there will be so many cycles coming behind you. You will block everyone's path.
Got it. Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Give some tips for swimmers like me while swimming open water on race day. I'm still running and practicing endurance, yet to achieve 1.8 kilo mark. Abhay, the long story short is that you have to practice this. If there are any more camps, swim camps, just watch out the Instagram pages. Any swim camps happening in Goa. I think there is one happening today also. If something is there, just go for the camp right now and you practice it. There is no other way around it, and probably reach the venue 2-3 days before so that you can practice it. I mean, there is no other way. There is absolutely. I wish there was, but there isn't. It's just something that you have to practice. Ask your coach to help you out here. How will we know the direction of the swim in the ocean? Yeah, so there will be clearly marked buoys. Ideally, they will have these inflatable balloons which are called buoys, and rope also will be there. So you will have buoys at every 150 to 200 meters, and you will be able to see where you're going. And you, as a beginner, I would recommend that you swim as close to the rope as possible, just in case you feel a little overwhelmed and difficult. At least you can, grab the rope itself. So swim as close to the rope as possible, and you will be able to watch the buoys in which direction you have to go. It's ideally, what happens is the Goa swim courses. You go straight about 350 meters, then go 250 meters towards the left and 350 meters right. So that's about 950 meters, and then you do this twice. Come out of the water and then go again. That was the course in 2019. Let's wait and watch what comes out now. Rajat, for swimming is a wave start. Does anyone start at the same time? Yeah. So 5 people will be starting at the same time. 5, 5, 5 with a gap of 3 seconds each. But you will still end up, meeting a lot of people on the way. So that's how it is a good wave start is a good one. If you know your timing, then accordingly seed yourself at the back of the pack as per the other timing which is available. That's why it's going to help you if you do at least 2 or 3 practice swims 2-3 days before the race, right? If you just miss that bus, then it might be a little challenging. If you have been doing swim, bike, run earlier, then of course you will be able to do it. But of course it's difficult.
Will they ask us for our swim timings to position us for the start?
It's a self-seeding one. So you would know, right? They don't ask you for timing chips and all, but let's say you do 60 minutes for 2 kilometers, then you seed yourself accordingly. Let's say why it is important is, agar aap 60 minutes mein karte ho, but you end up standing with the 30 minutes one, then you will have the force of everyone coming behind you and kicking you badly. But if you are rightly seated, at least you will be able to swim in a time where you've reached, you come out in the right time. If you seed yourself too ahead, then there will be a lot of kicking happening on your face and various body parts, which might sort of shake your confidence. So you want to seed yourself in the right place.
Is it mandatory to do just the freestyle in swimming, or can we do a little bit of breaststroke as well?
Anything,
just for sighting.
Anything is fine as long as you're able to clear the cutoff.
Okay, and one more question. So, in my understanding, we finish the swim, we get out, and then we have to walk or run towards something called as T1, which is transition one.
That's right.
And that's where all the bike is. That's where our bike will be.
Yes.
And then we'll wear our bike boots, or like we'll wear the shoes, wear the helmet, and then can we like start riding from that place itself again? Then we have to walk a bit. Like I didn't understand the transitions.
Sure. So okay, first things is I've shared the athlete guide from Ironman Tallinn in the chat section. You can download it, or you can wait for a day or two when Ironman Goa will upload it on their website. This will carry all the rules and regulations required for a particular race, Ironman rules as well. And this will also be explained to you in the athlete briefing on Thursday and Friday and Saturday. So that will answer some of your questions about rules and regulations, mounting, dismounting, all of that, which I've already explained, but reading it will also help. Now coming to Ankita's question, when you are coming out of the water and running towards transition 1, transition 2, you have to change, get close to your bike. There will be your bags in which you take out your stuff, wear shoes, cap, the helmet, goggles, your gloves. Then you have to take your bike and run with it. Walk out. There will be a section where you can clearly see the exit. You will be taking your bike without mounting it. It's only to avoid falling down on this unstable surface. These are surfaces which they have built up. These are wooden surfaces, though they don't want you to fall down. There will be a clearly demarcated line where you will be walking with your bike. You reach the start line of that gate will be there. The line will be there, and cross that and then mount your bike and start riding for that 90 kilometer. So that's what it is. Similarly, when you finish your 90 kilometers, you come back, dismount at that line, that gate will be there, dismount and walk with your bike towards your designated area, park your bike, remove your helmet, change your shoes, wear your cap, and start going out from the same gate and run towards the run course, which is 21 kilometers, 7 kilometers into 3. I hope that is clear now.
How will we know in which direction to ride, or is there just one road?
No, there are plenty of markers. You would know exactly. There will be plenty of markers, kilometer markers also. They will give you. There will be plenty of volunteers also to guide you. Yahan se yahan jana hai, idhar jana hai, udhar jana hai.
So Nishant, I had a couple of questions.
Yes.
Yeah. So obviously, I mean, one thing is that what I understand is that for the swim course, it's going to be 275 meters you swim in, and then 450 parallel, and then swim 275 back, and it's going to be an Australian exit. Like you have to come out, run 25 meters, and then swim again. Now, my question is primarily from this perspective of when you speak about sending the bike through the transporter that Ironman is arranging. I'm not sure whether we will get the bike in time for us to just do some practice running there. So wouldn't it be a good idea for us to carry the bike if you're traveling by road?
Yeah. Best case scenario is that your bike is with you. It's safely packed, safely secured, and you're able to carry it and assemble it when you reach there, and do only one small ride of 20 kilometers, and that's it. 15-20 kilometers, and that's it. That's the best case scenario. But what I've read from the post on Ironman page, Crying Master is trying to take the bikes on 6th of 5th or 6th of this one, November. And then they'll be taking it and giving it to you on 11th of November. And then take the bike again after the race with you and then give it to you on 14th, 15th of November. So there will still be some time, but it'll be their headache to get it in one piece and also assemble, disassemble and reassemble all of that. It's not a bad deal. It's not a bad option. Best case scenario is that you carry it with you. No problem with that. I carry my bike across the world. It's always there. I'm actually taking a flight in the evening in a few hours. And my bike is already packed because I'm traveling for about 8-9 days. So yeah, I mean, there are 3 domestic flights in the next 7 days. Yes, Ankita. Are you flying me today?
No, today is my off. But you had mentioned that we can either carry a soft case or a hard case for the bike. So instead of buying it, is it possible to borrow it from someone?
Yeah. Find a friend who can do that. There were a couple of services which are not there anymore. I will share a couple of links with you if anyone has the bike bag available spare, or maybe if they are renting it out.
Okay. And another question.
Sorry, I had a few questions before.
Yeah.
Could you just help us understand how do we, manage the tides when we are swimming? Like, I understand there are going to be some undercurrents and some, side currents. So, is it possible for us to manage that?
The best thing is that by now you should know exactly how much time you are taking for a 1900 meters, right? You can add about 5 minutes over it in going through these currents. The best thing is now to just have a few 3 to 4 practice swims in the ocean. 2 or 3 of them can happen 2 days before the race. Number 1. Number 2, if you can get your hands on to some kind of camp happening in Goa, which keep happening now actually. Couple of fellow Ironman coaches are doing that in Goa, including Yoska and Training Peaks. They are organizing a couple of camps right now as we speak. I think there is one next week also, next to next week in Goa in Miramar. Go and get a feel of the water if you can manage that. If not, then probably reach 3, 4, 5 days before the race and practice it out. Second thing is swim as close to the ropes as possible to be sure. Of course, over a period of time, you have to become better at swimming itself. If you are cutting it too close, then trust me, 25 to 30% of the DNFs actually happen in swimming itself. So there's no way out. You have to keep becoming better at it. Most DNFs happen during the swims, but there's no shortcut. And the time, honestly, I feel that the deadlines are too tight. It's at least 10 minutes tighter than it should be for at least for the first timers. I was also a beginner sometime and it used to be a challenge, but then again, there's no option. Right now, what you can do is probably 3 to 4 sessions a week for the next 3-4 weeks. Try to become slightly more comfortable with water, become better at it, and calm yourself. Don't think doobne wale ho, kuch nahi hone wala. Nobody is going to die. Calm yourself. Rajat is asking, if you don't finish the bike ride and bike into 5.5 hours, then they'll ask you to leave mandatorily. Yes, unfortunately that's the truth. There are overall 3 cutoffs: 1 hour 10 minutes for swim, 5.5 hours for swim plus ride, and 8.5 hours for swim, bike, and run. And if you don't make any of them, you are asked to leave. Even if you do complete Ironman in 8 hours 31 minutes, it's not accepted. Your net time, gun time, is what is your net time is what is required for you to clear the cutoffs.
But if there's a wave start, then how do they know that?
When you cross the timing chip, that's when the time starts for you.
Yeah, so they will not know. So they cannot check us out.
They will know, na. Let's say the whistle goes off at 6:45 for overall. So first 5 people start at 6:45, but the 1000 and 1001 and 1002 and 1003rd and 5th person might start at 7 o'clock after 15 minutes. Your chip timing is when the timing actually started for you. It's live actually. It's anyone can track you from Ironman app also. It's live and the timing is suitable to you. It's specific to each person.
No, but it won't get displayed, right? it will be available later on after the event, how much I did. But I'm saying
they
at the
would
live
know.
basis-
So generally, right, if the race started at 6:45 and the last person in was 7:01, so then that means the last person out of the water should be 8, 10, 11, 8, 10 or 8, 11. If you are coming at 8:15, you're late, right?
Okay.
First in, for last out, first in and last in, and then the final time.
Okay.
Where do we get the belt from?
Amazon, you can order it. Couple of brands are there, and they should also be available at the expo. You can buy it over there, but I recommend you take everything, whatever is required for the race now.
And how? So I have a Garmin watch,
Yeah.
but in Garmin, all the sports are timed differently.
Yes.
They'll have an open water, bike, and run. So when we are undergoing the race, should we like switch on the individual sports? Like, how do we keep a track of how much time is remaining?
If your watch has a triathlon mode, which most of the advanced watches have, the Garmin 945, 955, if they have a triathlon mode, you can switch on that mode. And every time you finish one sport, you can, by a click of the button, it automatically changes from swim, bike, run. There is a triathlon mode available. But if not, then you can just start your watch when you're getting into the water, finish it. When you come out of the water, switch it off. And then for the transition, you can again do the walk mode and all. You can manage, right? Individually, you'll have to keep looking at swimming, cycling, running, and walking mode to keep a track of the time. If you have a triathlon mode, then that's the best option.
The self-seeding that you had suggested, right? In swimming. So when does that happens on the day of the event, that you just self-seed yourself and start at the right speed?
Two things will happen. One is at the time of registration, they had already asked you how much time will you be taking, right? If you remember 1 year ago, they might have asked you, are you going to finish in 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes? Basis that you will be given a cap color. You will have either an orange cap, a green cap, or a blue cap, depending on the time that you have. And each of these three overall timing, you will also have subsets of self-seeding. Like every 5 minutes or 10 minutes, they will have small sections of standing area where seeding will happen. So you can go and stand in one of those depending on the cap color you have. But better to, don't be over enthusiastic in taking a stronger time or a more faster time seeding, because then you can get a lot of kicks in mukka and latte and all that while you are swimming, getting into the water.
So would it be advisable to
rightly seed yourself,
or maybe to do it a little later? Like if I can do it in half an hour, I should go with someone who does it in 40 minutes. So I don't have to face the kicks.
See, if you are already doing 30 minutes, you are a very fast swimmer, probably in the top 5%. So you can do that. But if you are a 60-minute, 65-minute, then probably best to be in the last seeding of it. Any more questions? Happy to answer. We are moving towards the last few minutes of the masterclass. Happy to take any more questions. Feel free to ask.
Is it advice? Sorry, after whoever's asking.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Is it advisable to get the bike serviced before the race?
Go ahead, do that. You can do it now, actually. Now is a good time to sort out any kind of gear change, any kind of servicing, shoes change, apparel change, tryouts, all of that. Now is the time. In the next 7 to 10 days, have everything sorted. But nothing changes in the last 3 weeks. But now is a good time. Now 7 to 10 days.
And someplace like Sharp Bikes would do, right?
Yeah, they should be able to do that. Yeah.
Nishant, I have 2 questions. First, let's suppose I am floating. I get tired. I am floating near the rope, and can I do backstroke while floating so that I can move as well while floating?
You can run, you can fly, you can swim, you can backstroke, forward stroke, freestyle, everything, as long as you're making the cutoff. Then nothing is not allowed in swimming
Because
at least.
okay, I read somewhere that the lifeguards think that I am in danger and that's why I'm floating and I cannot see the direction in backstroke, so they don't
Yeah,
help.
of course, you are going in so many directions. Backstroke will not be the most ideal thing to do. Freestyle is the best thing to do, second followed by breaststroke, because you are able to see properly. If you were only going in one direction or it was only a pool, then you can do whatever you want because there's a safety of the pool itself. But if you are going in different directions, there are different types of currents and 1,000 people swimming with you, then backstroke is actually would not be the most ideal situation. Avoid it. I would best recommend it. Avoid it.
No, in case I get tired, not able to swim, no, loss of stamina and all.
Just hold on, catch your breath for about 20 seconds by holding the rope and then move forward again.
The rope will be from start to end, no? Like in the deep.
Should be. It was there in 2019. We'll wait and watch.
Okay, then it's good. Then it's good for
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Thank you so much. And second question, let's suppose I am renting. In case I'll try to take my bike, then which type of bike should I tell to rent, like to the friends?
Sorry, what? Come again?
Which kind of bike I should tell to rent in Goa? Like any restriction on bike?
Road bike. Only road bike. It's a question too late to be asked in the game now. But
I
road bike.
got only bikes. I thought any bikes. Got it. Okay.
Road bike is the fastest and most efficient thing as of now. Yeah.
Road bikes, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay, Nishant. Thank you.
Guys, happy to answer any more questions. Feel free to shoot. There's no right or wrong question.
Should we practice or should we take some of the gels in the days to go to the race?
100%.
So that we get.
Please do
Okay.
that. Yes, 100%.
For the nutrition which you mentioned, that
Yeah.
every 20 minutes, 30 gram of carbs. So what you mean really is that while you are cycling, every 20 minutes, reach down into your pocket or whatever bike bag and have a bite, whatever constitutes 30 grams.
Yes. So ideally what happens is when you have a gel, it has net about 25 to 30 grams. So of course, finish one entire gel every 20 or 30 minutes. A bar would be about 50 grams. So, 50 to 60 gram nutrition bar. So agar aap half kha loge to ho jayega. So, that's how. So it's just to create that habit that every 10 minutes kuch peena hai and every 20 minutes kuch khana hai. If you consume everything together, कि पूरे 1 hour में मैं 700 ml एक साथ पी जाऊंगा, that's not a good way to go about it, right? Similarly, food, if you just consume once, पूरे hour में 80-100 grams, you will feel so bloated if you consume everything together. So continuously, if you are fueling yourself, body is able to break it down in smaller parts, consume it, then getting fresh nutrition, then breaking it down. Otherwise, everything coming together at the same time might cause gastric ingestion.
Okay.
Hey Nishant, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, so my fastest leg is the swim part of it.
Okay.
I'm more worried about the lapping. Do I get a backlog of swimmers as we swim faster to cross them again?
Possibility, yes, of course. But if you are, let's say, you will any which ways encounter them. Even if you start at the very beginning, you will get the second set of swimmers. The slower swimmers tend to swim close to the rope, so you can try to swim as outside as possible to avoid them.
But in
Okay,
terms of, sorry, I had one doubt.
Yeah, I'll just finish that part.
Yeah.
So the follow-up question there is, if I'm getting backlogged, so I need to come out of the swim side at 950 meters and get back. So
Yeah.
is there something I need to shout out my bib number? What is being there? There's a timer
No,
belt placed?
They already have timing chips under the water. This one, the beach, they would already have a timing chip. When you cross it, it's going to be a very small run. It's not like you're not running quite a lot of distance. It's just 20-25 meters. So when you go out, there will already be a timing chip over there, and it's going to be clearly demarcated.
So that's when I would hit the backlog in my second trip.
You would ideally, right? If you are doing, what is your timing right now?
About 35-40 minutes.
Okay, so when you are, of course, coming out, it will be about 20 minutes, 18-20 minutes. You will get a few, swimmers for sure.
Okay.
But best is to go out as possible and then bypass them. They'll be as close to the buoys as much as for the fear of drowning and safety and all of that.
Understand. Okay, cool. Thanks, Nishant.
Yes.
So the ropes would be on the outer edges, the ropes would be kind of the boundary of the swim area, right?
Yeah.
So let's say if we don't need a break in swimming the 1.9, then what do we swim in between to follow the shortest route?
No. It's 950 meters into 2. So there are 2 laps. It was in 2019. Let's wait and watch what is the new swimming, the course which is there, but it should be around that only. So you have to swim on the outer side, on the right side of the ropes and the buoys. You can't take a shortcut. You will get ejected. There will be enough swimming marshals, as well as lifeguards over there. They will help you. They will guide you. If you're going inside, they will come and tell you actually come out. You'll have to be on the outer side, on the right side of the ropes, or at all times. You can't go in. You can't go left. You have to complete. There's no shortcut. You have to complete the course.
No, I didn't mean a shortcut, but
Yeah.
I've read messages of people, sharing their stories where they said they had to swim, say 1.9, but by mistake they ended up swimming 2.4 or much more. So how do we avoid that?
This typically happens if there are too many, waves, undercurrents, and you are not doing proper sighting, and you just keep swimming without looking up. You're not going, not spotting enough. If you're not spotting enough, you are going in all directions. Because you're thinking that you are going straight. But that's the beauty of open water. You have to keep sighting every 20, 30, 40 meters, or at least 50 meters, so that you know exactly where you're going, in which direction. Otherwise, there's a huge chance of getting drifted. And it's not because of the fault of the course, because the course is clearly demarcated. They time it over and over again. There are swim directors and course race directors who actually make it a point that the courses exactly how much they have claimed. So it's the fault of the swimmers who end up swimming in all kind of direction without spotting enough. So you should keep spotting yourself properly, so that you don't drift because of the waves and the undercurrents. Swim as close to the buoys as possible.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
So the person who swims right next to the rope, just to the right of the rope, would be, and then turns left, right, just to the right of the rope, and then turns left again, just to the right of the rope, he would swim the least. I mean, he would be the minimum distance of 950 meters.
It seldom so, because the moment you cross go towards the left side of the rope, there will be enough marshals. They're actually placed every 20, 30, 50 meters. They can literally see you. While you are in the water, they are on a platform. They can see everyone. That's their job also. They are trying to save you as well, and also ensure that you're covering the entire distance. So they'll make sure that the moment you cross toward the left, they'll start whistling, or they'll wave at you to come back in the right side. And if you do 2 or 3 violations, you will actually be penalized, and maybe 3rd violation, you'll be chucked out of the course as well. This happens quite a lot, actually.
Yeah, no, I got that. I'm saying the person who is swimming to the right of the rope, which is the correct, as you said.
Yeah.
And then, he has to take a left turn in the middle of the sea, and then he has to take a left again and come back to the shore. That's what you said. So
Yeah. No, you're right. The closest you are, the right sighting you're doing, you will do the exact distance because it's how it is measured. The moment you keep drifting every direction, then of course you're doing slightly more.
So if you are like 20 meters to the right of the rope, then you are swimming. You are actually swimming that much more, kind of, because you'll take a left.
Maybe a little bit, but so many currents and all of that will actually normalize everything. All of us end up doing at least 20-50 meters here and there.
Okay.
All right. Towards the last few minutes, any questions, feel free to ask them. So guys, I hope this session was exhaustive and I could answer at least 100 questions if I can put a number to it. And I hope really that this helps you. I'm available on Instagram, direct message as well, or you also have my number and my email IDs. Feel free to reach out anytime. Post this race also, if you are looking to unlock the new milestones in your life by doing more races or full Ironman, I'm happy to help you out through the journey. Any feedback also, feel free to share here right away, right now. And I hope you guys have a successful race. The first race is always special. It's full of goosebumps, it's full of energy, it's full of uncertainties. But some of that is something that I have tried to answer today. And that uncertainty and that factor should be out of the picture now. You should go in confidently and do your best race. The most important thing is actually not just crossing the finish line. That will happen. This is the training is where you become an Ironman. And so enjoy the process. You still have about 30 days to go. Hone your skills, practice a lot, remove the uncertainty part of it as much as possible by practicing. If you've been through the pain, the scenarios over and over again, when it actually happens, you will actually not feel that it was a problem which needed to be solved because you were already prepared. So I wish you all the luck for conquering your first race. Continue to train, endure, and conquer in your personal and professional, and as well as your Ironman pursuits. Any feedbacks, feel free to unmute yourself, videos, happy to take.
It was a really nicely done session, and we're thankful that you took the initiative for doing it.
Sure, my pleasure.
Thank you, Nishant. I think, it was a very structured way of explaining the process for next 1 month. Thanks a lot. Looking forward to meet you.
Thanks, Aditya.
Thank you, Nishant. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot,
everyone.
Nishant.
Thanks, Solomon.
Nishant, I had one question.
Yeah.
So after the race, say hopefully if I finish it, would be in a condition to resume work from the following day?
100% if you followed the nutrition guidelines that I've given you, it is doable. You will be able to do it. Of course, you should take ample rest, avoid alcohol that day itself, and have right nutrition also. You should be fine. Of course, there might be some kind of DOMS, some kind of soreness here and there, but that will also sort out in a day or two. So try to get as much sleep as possible, and maybe if you want, you can try to resume from Tuesday instead of Monday.
Okay. And is it advisable to get a sports massage done before the race?
Yes, please do that. In fact, do it twice before the race.
How many days before the race?
Couple of once in 2 weeks.
Okay, so let's say if the race is on the 13th, you would suggest us to get it like 3-4 days prior.
Yeah, it's fine. A week before, that's also fine. The more, the better.
All right.
Thank you, Nishant. Thank you so much. I was very nervous, very less confident. Now I feel that I should practice. I mean, I'm feeling confident now.
Awesome.
And thank you so much. And one last thing, can I take this nose clip in the swimming open water, nose clip. I mean,
you should avoid, otherwise you will limit the amount of breathing you can do. You should avoid it.
Okay, my trainers tell me that you should always breathe from mouth because that, and also take breath every 4 stroke, like left.
Yeah, but you don't want to restrict yourself. Open water is a different beast.
Right. Also, I have sinus problem, so if water goes, then I get sometimes fever from the nose in my sinus cavities.
Oh, okay. Then I would recommend go with what your coach says and maybe also look at a doctor.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Kalpana is asking last question. If you are booked for the athlete as individual event but want to shift to relay, how? Ma'am, you will have to ask them. Write a mail. They are not very flexible most of the time. So, but just write a mail to them and check with them if they'll allow this. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in for a good 2.5 hours. Hopefully, this session helped you. All the best for your races. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Nishant.